Yay! It worked. Hi. It is the 10th of August, 2026. It is 11:40 a.m. Central Time, just before lunch. It's hot in Texas. Today, I took my son to kindergarten. Which is always like that's a it's it kindergarten is weird because we haven't been live. We haven't been live for a little bit, so there's like a lot of catching up to do. Um, Kindergarten's all it is like it is the end of an era. He was nervous. And he talked to me. He said he was nervous. Uh, you know I you always you want your kids to be safe. You want your kids to be happy, and the nerves and stuff with starting school for the first time and all that. I did it 12 years ago with my firstborn, and here we are again. Difference now, honestly, not even really that different, because it really did feel like even with my firstborn, I mean, like it's a different experience because I'm officially a single dad now, but it's not really that different, if that makes sense. Diogo, how you doing? So we are in the thralls, like just kind of like I'm trying to like catch up on everything in terms of my life. Um, we're gonna get scheduled videos back on track, but it's a matter of like getting into the rhythm, getting into the schedule. We are in the trenches in terms of working on the comics, and again, scheduled videos like we'll show those off. Uh, I've done some concept art for the Wilds, which we'll show off and talk about. Not today, but we will show off and talk about. Um, there's stuff for the errors, where everything is kind of barreling toward an inevitability. Like all these things are going to happen. It's just a matter of it's just a matter of like these are. It has to finish taking its shape. The scripts are done. The scripts are done for the errors. The scripts are almost done for the wilds. But I had an epiphany. Issues 1 and 2 of the wilds are done. Issues 3 and 4 were done, but I was editing because I'm editor. I was editing the comics. I was editing the wilds because the errors has been edited pretty much. Like the next step for the errors is okay. When the art starts coming back, then I'll start to get a vibe and be like, does anything need to change to work with the art? With the Wilds, obviously I'm not in that phase, and the Wilds is very different from the Errors because the Wilds has arrived like fully formed in my brain. Like I see everything. And with the Wilds, like the first story is only 4 issues long. Issues 1 through 4 are done, but I'm changing something in issue 3 that will necessitate a change in issue 4 for this first story, The Man from the South. And it's like, it's a minor change, no dialogue. A lot isn't going to change, but I was just like, oh my God, that just makes it so much, like it adds an intensity to the second half of the book, which I'm very proud about. Also for the thumbnail today, Diogo says nothing much, trying to survive the heat. Yeah, man, I'm so ready for this to be over, for this heat to be over. Like I just, my son and I my son and I spent a lot of time at the pool, because my son is a lot like me. Like I love hiking. I love the outdoors. I love the woods. I love the forest. I love the trees. I love being out there, but not in 105-degree weather where I have sweated completely through my underwear. So like I don't like being outdoors in Texas summers, especially in with climate change, how it's getting hotter. I really don't like being in the weather in Texas summer. So it's like my son and I will go to the pool and we'll do things like that outdoors, but otherwise like the hiking and stuff, that ain't happening until like September, October. You know what I mean? Like it is not fun to hike in this. I don't hike for any other reason but to relax and enjoy myself, and this is not that experience. It's too hot. Climate change is real. It's too hot. Diego says, "What art style do you see in your head when you're picturing the wilds?" Oh, that's easy. I'll even bring this up. I mean, this is easy. That's nothing. I'll bring up. I will literally bring up. I know exactly the art style I want when I am talking to artists. Like I haven't like really started talking to artists about the book because I want the wild. I want the first 4 issues to be completely done before I go and say, "Hey, I have this. Are you interested? Do you want to draw it?" But I do know what I want it to look like, and my mind is very particular. Like it will look like this. Like I won't rest until like it will look like this. So hold on. It will look, or at least I want it, this artist. Uh, she, this artist does not really do, uh, she doesn't really do comics anymore. Um, I, I'm sure I couldn't afford her anyway, because professional Eisner Award winning artist, and I think I've been teasing enough. I'm trying to just quickly get something to be like, okay, yeah, this kind of captures everything. Here, this looks good. This seems like an image that will just immediately speak. You're gonna be able to guess what this is from. Real quick. So yeah, Fiona Staples. That's it. Fiona Staples is known for Archie, and of course, I'm probably nowadays Fiona is probably most well known and renowned for Saga, which when Saga launched, it was groundbreaking. What the hell? Obviously, Saga's kind of fizzled out because of massive delays. Uh, Fiona's still an incredible artist. My favorite, honestly, top 3. She has, of course, like I said, she doesn't really do a lot of comics anymore. There's when I search up Fiona Staples, I get a lot of like gossip and rumors. Not bad gossip and rumors, just that she got married and she had or is in the process of having a child. So she's got her whole life. So I totally get it. But she is an amazing artist, and I do miss seeing her art regularly on store shelves. But yeah, I have a pitch document that I've been working on for the Wilds, because with the Errors was really particular. I knew I wanted stylized superheroes because I knew that Errors was going to confront real topics, but I wanted it to have a stylization for an easy entry point. With Errors, I knew exactly what I wanted. And with this, I know exactly what I wanted, but with this, it's a very different style from Errors entirely. And it is like, so my pitch document for the Wilds is very different, especially when I'm talking to an artist, because I'm coming with, I'm not looking for someone who, I'm not, if somebody has a very distinct style that is nothing like this, that's not really going to work for the Wilds. It's just not. It's not going to work for the vibe of the book, the kind of storytelling nature, the kind of, storybook quality that I want it to have. So I have some Fiona Staple artwork where it's going to be, here's the 4 issues. Again, 4 issues at 20 pages each, so 20, 40, 60, 80. 80 pages, 4 covers, and 80 pages, 4 covers, and it's going to be 8 by 8. Because it's not going to be standard comic book size. It's going to be 8 by 8. And so like I have a nice little document of when I meet artists, like, this is it. This is everything. And here's my concept art for how some of the races look. Cause I do that. Like I know that's just how I work. And I'm going to show that process, not today, cause I don't have time, but I thought it'd be fun. Wednesday I have like, it's really weird. Cause like, with my son now in school, I mean, like, obviously, I'm going to focus more on my comic book because, like, I have a massive chunk of the day where he's not here. Like I have just he's just not here. So I'm gonna work on my comic. You know, when I'm not working, I'm gonna work on my comic, and we'll live stream. But I thought it'd be fun, and I think we're gonna do right now. I think I'm gonna be able to do this on Wednesday. So this is gonna be Wednesday's live stream. But on Wednesday, I'm gonna like pick something and go through like how I do concept art, because I'm not an artist. I'm not an artist. I will take pictures of myself and I will trace those. I will trace my poses. I will do things like that. I will Photoshop and like I'll do it on Photoshop, and I'll do it in the real world as well with clippings and news and books and everything like that. I'll buy cheap books. I will cut out, okay, this, I know like this is the general shape. I'll cut this out, but I want this to have this head, and I'll cut it out and then I'll draw it. I have a really great way of doing it, and it's all my process, but it's just to get concept art. It's not anything that it's not the quality to be in a book, but I can do concept art so that I can quickly share with people like, this is it. I did that for the dwarf, which I posted in the Discord, and we'll talk about that, and I'll show that on Wednesday as well. But I did that for the dwarf, and I did that for the trolls. But that's my process. There is no Gen AI. And there's no Gen AI in the writing. There's no generative AI in the concept art. I won't work with an artist that uses Gen AI. I want it to be, I think imperfections are a part of the art process. I think my weird approach to concept art and the way that I've drawn since I was a kid, and the way that like I visualize and bring to life my ideas and my concepts, I think that's an identity in its own. And however you go about it, there's no wrong way to like find how a character looks. However you cut and paste, whether you use Photopea or you use Photoshop, there is no wrong way to do it. Because I mean, literally, I do it all those kind of ways. But you can do it without Gen AI. And then you can take your concept art and you can be like, this is what it looks like, this is what it looks like. And then you can take that to an artist, and the two of you can create something that's human and bring it to life. And I think that just speaks volumes. That's my perspective. I think people, I think the scary thing is like people don't, you have to embrace your imperfections. You have to embrace the fact that you're human. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to be happy with what you do. Not everyone's going to like what you do. And that's fine. You're not creating something to please the entire world. That's impossible. You make yourself happy. You do something where it's like, I did this. This is my story. That's it. That's all you can do. And then you put that out into the world. And you're honest with it. There's no... Don't have the mindset of, oh my God, I got to write for the trade. That doesn't mean anything, especially if you're just starting out. It means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. You're not writing for anything. If you want to write and you want to draw professionally, you just have to write and draw professionally. Like whether you want to draw or whether you want to write, whichever one you want to do, you just got to do it. You got to do it. You got to put yourself out there. And the internet, everything's available. You can put yourself out there. I mean, it's all there for you. You don't have to use generative AI tools to do it. You just got to take risks. Anyway, Diogo does not like the heat wave. Autistic Belgian says good evening or good day. I think good day, because it's literally just about to be noon for me. Like I'm gonna get off and go have lunch. So like, yeah, that's pretty early for me. Diogo, it's a good evening. He should be what, 6 p.m.? Oh, send me something on Discord. Okay, hold on. Gaming Toys has something posted. Oh, Corbin. That's something different. Never mind. If you dig how I rendered it on physical. What do you think of the finished? Oh! Yeah. That's page one, motherfucker. Yeah, I love it. Yeah. Yeah, gonna be six. Yeah, I'm usually pretty good on my time differences. I've gotten really accustomed to all the time differences across the globe. That looks. I mean, that's page one. One, two, three. You have so on the watch. This is my only thing. Um, so where you have 12, 1, 2, 3, and then you have 4. Uh, the Roman numeral for 4 is just IV. It's not IIV. Now, obviously, I know it's a sketch, and then of course you can make the Turner small. I mean, like you can make that much smaller so that you have the face of the clock because you know the way the 3 curves in. Um, but yeah, IV is just that. I'm what? Yeah, but that's it. That's page one. Looks great. Hand looks great. The watch looks great. Yeah. But yeah, the Turner can be smaller, and then the Roman numeral for 4 is just IV. The other Roman numerals look all, yeah, everything else is correct. Um, but that's it. And yeah, that Turner can be way smaller so that you don't have to, because there's no need for that. Like that Turner can be almost non-existent. And then Autistic says there's a heat wave in Belgium as well. Dude, there's a heat wave everywhere. I mean, like it's bad out there. And I say that, well, some of this is interpreting. So autistic, correct me by all means, correct me if I'm wrong. But I feel like you're also somebody who likes the outdoors, like in terms of like hiking, some those kind of casual adventuring, whatever you want to call it. But like, I love it. It's too hot to do it in Texas. It's just too hot. Like my 5-year-old, like we love it, it's not fun, and I'm not gonna put myself through just the stress of the heat. I'm just not, because my kids don't even want to do it. My kids love being outside. And I mean, to hike and stuff, but this is like, this isn't it. Literally, oh yeah, well yeah. I mean, dude, that's what I do. I mean, it's not obviously my quality's lesser because I when I copy and paste and when I do my cutouts to make my sketches and to make my concept art, or to even take myself and pose and then draw me, like because none of it's through like training, like none of it is an artistic training. So like I'm not like, it's not like I'm picking up a skill. Like I can do it very quickly. I mean, it used to take, I mean, like I've gotten super fast at doing the kind of process that I create my concept art with, but it's not, it's not ever going to be like that kind of detailed and professional because like it's just not yet. I don't know. I don't, it's just not right now. Um, and that's and so that also makes my style, kind of quote unquote super realistic because you're tracing all of that. TJ, hey TJ, there's my little peacock. Oh, I can close the Fiona Staples art page. I'm trying to think, is there anything else like we didn't catch up on, because it's been a hot minute. Like I said, the videos and stuff everything's gonna kind of get back into a rhythm. It's gonna get back into a rhythm. The first scheduled video, though, is going to be completely focused on the wilds because I got to find an artist. So there is that. Let's see. Is there any other news? I keep waiting for that Nintendo Switch to Ocarina of Time Direct announcement. It's just not happening yet. Oh, it is the 10th anniversary of No Man's Sky. I didn't realize that. That is I've been I haven't dug into I haven't really dug into No Man's Sky as much as I'd like to. No Man's Sky for me, I feel like having played it, I played it with a friend for just a little bit, and I was like, oh, this is how to play No Man's Sky. So like I tried playing after playing with a friend, I then tried to play No Man's Sky by myself, and I was like, this isn't the same. It's not as entertaining. It's like Minecraft. It's like Minecraft is a lot of fun when you're playing with a 5-year-old. No Man's Sky, I don't know. No, or Helldivers even. Like I'm not really. Helldivers isn't entertaining to me to just drop into a mission by myself. If I'm gonna play by myself, it's gonna be a single player. It's gonna be a proper single player game. If I'm playing multiplayer, I want people in my ear. Like I want the nonsense. No Man's Sky is way more fun if it's the nonsense of that kind of social group. So I haven't really played No Man's Sky that much. But what I did play, I loved it. And like the improvements, like it's crazy how No Man's Sky has turned around. So congratulations, Hello Games. 10 years of No Man's Sky, knocking it out of the park, constant regular stream of updates. The things that they did, like they improved that game and they turned it around. Just bravo. And they deserve recognition for that. But yeah, it's just more fun to, I don't know, it's just more fun as a multiplayer experience for me. So I haven't got to play it as much. But I did like it. Autistic says it's too hot to do it here as well. It's nearly 40 degrees Celsius. There's barely any oxygen. Oh God, yeah, 40. Okay, so hold on. I will search it up. I'm not going to ask you to translate Celsius to Fahrenheit, but I think okay, yeah. I was like, hang on a minute, because I'm not super good with Celsius, but I remember some basics, and I was like, hang on, 40 Celsius is like 100 in Fahrenheit, right? And yeah. So it's 104 degrees Fahrenheit for you in Belgium. It is 105 in Texas. So, like, brother, fuck, I'm right there with you. Like, no. No, and it's a dry heat, too. And there's no clouds. The sun's just beating on you. The 5-year-old doesn't want to go outside. The 18-year-old doesn't want to go outside. The 40-year-old, nearly 40-year-old, doesn't want to go outside. It's like, I ain't hiking until September or October. And like my kids aren't begging for it anyway. My son is like, let's go to the pool. And I'm like, yeah, absolutely. We'll go to the pool. But like everything else, it's like, no, this is terrible. This is awful. This is not fun. This is not fun go out weather. Like climate change is real. There we go. Okay. Let's see. TJ just said hello, and now he's just silent. I'm wondering, like, what my little... I'm just waiting. I'm wondering what my little peacock is doing. I know he's been doing some artwork. I know he had a little bit of Spider-Man inspiration. His TJ Spider-Man is very... He's stout. I feel like TJ's, the Spider-Man that TJ put up is, I feel like that's how Miguel O'Hara would be built, like not Peter Parker, which I'm not saying is bad. I'm just like, this is me getting like super, again, everyone has their image in their head of what Spider-Man looks like, in the suit or whatever. But yeah, TJ drew like a really like stout Spider-Man, which for me, like, I can't help it. I'm like, okay, that's like Ben Reilly or Miguel O'Hara in there, because I always picture, like, I know Ben Reilly is the clone of Peter. Again, I was there when it was written, so don't try to correct me on that. I know, but Ben Reilly can still have a different physique, and so I picture Ben Reilly as being bigger. Anyway. TJ says, I guess I wasn't prepared for a follow-up question, and he knows that I know where that comes from, because I guess that's an inside joke in the Discord now. Peter Parker is shredded to the gills, and the symbiote juiced him up. I feel bad. Diogo is talking about. I guess he's talking about an MJ one shot. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't read it. But yeah, TJ's Spider-Man is super shredded, which is just like I said, nothing wrong with it. I just am like, okay, that's Miguel O'Hara or Ben Reilly. That's how my brain just sees it. Oh, hey. Sebastian Stan was spotted again. Where at? There's no context. Well, this isn't helpful. I mean, like, where was this picture taken? Anyway, so Batman Part 2. Of course, Sebastian Stan was cast. Sebastian Stan has shaved his head. Um, Everybody seems to think they know who he's playing. I don't care, but I don't think his shaved head like means like I don't see that as like definitive. Like for Two Face, you could do the same thing. Like we have no idea what Harvey did. Like to each their own. I think it's a lot of jumping to conclusions with nothing, like literally nothing to go off of. Autistic Belgian says Peter is loaded up on hot mace wheat cakes. Yeah. Do people eat those anymore? I don't, and like not even anymore, but like even when I was a kid in the early 90s, wheat cakes were not a thing. Like that era has completely passed. Like who, I mean, like even back then, like the whole wheat cakes thing in the 60s. Why? Like I just that's a weird tangent, I know, but it's like I don't know, they just sound like they'd be nasty. Like not for me. Anyway, let's see. Diego says that the comic came out last week. Oh, cool. That's cool. Right on. Autistic Belgian says my spirit animal is the Aye. I don't know what that is. Or the Binturong, and I don't know if I said that right. Aye. What is? I don't know. Aye. Whoa. The Aye is a long-fingered lemur native to Madagascar with rodent-like teeth that perpetually grow and a special thin middle finger that they can use to catch grubs and larvae out of tree trunks. It is the world's largest nocturnal primate. That thing looks weird as fuck. Okay, not here. This is a cute picture of it. I don't know why people are deliberately taking bad photos of this little bastard. That's a cute picture. Hold on. I don't think YouTube can do anything for me just sharing pictures, like, right? Copyright? Like they can't strike my channel. It's just photos. I'm not playing videos or stuff, so hang on, I'll switch over. But like look at this. I mean, look at this bastard. Like they make him look weird. Like this guy's on cocaine. He is on crack. And then you look at this one. Look how sweet that is. And then you get this one, and it's just like, okay, you're on crack. And then it's back to the cute one. And then you got this one, who's like, hey, give me your crack. And then back to the cute one. Oh, but those fingers are cool. Those fingers are really cool. I am going to save this. not as a web file. Not PMG. Shit, a brick. There. Autistic Belgian, I have to say thank you. I have been doing some like concept art photoshopping of like I have this character in the wilds where I want him to have like spin weird he's a villain, you know, he's a bad guy, but I want him to have like weird fingers, like longer fingers. You just inadvertently gave me something from my clipboard to be able to use. So thank you so much. I can't believe how that works out. That's awesome. That how that worked. I was thinking about that. I was thinking about it this morning on my way home from kindergarten, which out of context sounds like I went to kindergarten. But like this looks great. So everything works out. That's perfect. That is exactly what I needed. Let's see. Autistic Belgian says if he plays Harvey Dent, he could wear a wig so they can easily change his hair when he becomes Two-Face. He did mention his hair team also being involved in creating his disfigurement. Exactly. Inspiration for a creature for the wild spotted. I mean, like inspiration for a character that exists, but that I have a very specific idea for. Yeah, like those fingers are perfect. Autistic Belgian says in Dutch, the ii is called the finger beast. That was my stripper name. Oh, I have so many jokes for. I mean, like this. This is a shame. I have so many jokes for Finger Beast, but to like use them in just a run-on sentence just defeats the humor. Finger Beast is what your mom called me. Finger Beast was my stripper name. Finger Beast is what they called me in college. I see. I could just keep, but it's a run-on. So at some point, it's just not funny. But it's like it is funny. Anyway. That's going to be the shit. I forget that this stream will not let me on this screen. Will not let me pin a comment, but that is the comment getting pinned today. I am pinning Autistic Belgian today. I just clicked on YouTube and like there's this thumbnail of like this beautiful girl. I'm like, thank you YouTube for that. I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, I got distracted by pretty. Now I can go over here and come on. I want to pin it. I'm gonna pin Autistic Belgian. There we go. Cool. Oh, Minecraft is coming to Switch 2 in October, so it's getting a big update with all the new pretty visuals. That's cool. That'll make my son happy. I'm not kidding. My son is like on a Minecraft high. He's really into it. Like no joke. He's super into Minecraft. And I'm sitting here, you know, he comes to me and like, "Can you do this in Minecraft?" I'm like, "Yeah, I can do that, but I'm gonna need a few minutes. Like you gotta give me some time, but I can build that." I've built castles. I built a village. It would not be fun if I was playing it by myself. It really wouldn't be. But like a 5-year-old with a 5-year-old who is not only building his own stuff, which he's building some cool shit. But, you know, Anakin will build cool shit, but then he'll also come to me and like, "Can you build a castle?" And so I built a castle. I put rooms in the castle. And he was like, "What about a blacksmith?" I was like, "I will build a blacksmith." So I built a little house. Then I built, you know, we got a whole village going. We got iron golems. I don't know anything about this shit. And besides, you know, the Minecraft movie. Because, like, Minecraft came out in 2009, but I was never, like, super involved in it. Like, just very casually, like, "Oh, Minecraft. Cool." But it's just not a game where I would play that by myself. Again, it's just one of those experiences. I think there are games like that, which it's not bad. If you enjoy a game like Minecraft or No Man's Sky by yourself, that's awesome. More power to you. I just think for me and the way that I game, those are games that no, I need a social circle. Like we need to be doing stuff. If we're gonna play, like let's play it together. That's it. Um, Autistic Belgian says, I like animals in general, but the Ai and Binturong are weird, which is why I think they're really cool. I totally respect that. Yeah. Diogo says, just posted a link for TJ for the one shot. And then Autistic Belgian says, oh no, that's pinned. Why does it look like that on this screen but not? Oh, never mind. It doesn't matter. It's all weird and it doesn't make sense. Okay. No news. This was just to get us back into the groove of Dad creating comics live. So I'm gonna start wrapping up because I'm hungry. I won't be on. I won't be on for gaming today. So tomorrow I will be, but there's no live stream tomorrow. So tomorrow we're sacrificing the live stream to play video games. That's just how we roll. So if any, I'll be popping in and out of the Discord today. If anybody chats, or if there is Zelda news and I don't post it, that means I don't know it. So if there is Zelda news at any point, tag me. I'm not kidding. Because it's coming. It's coming. Any day now. Any day now. Is that it? That catches us up? So yeah. No gaming tonight. Tomorrow I'll be home at like 5:30 and I'll be gaming. I'm going to sit down, play some video games. So if anybody wants to join, and I'll be posting in the Discord when that time comes around tomorrow. And then Wednesday, gaming and live streams. Or rather, not in that order. Live streams and then gaming. So yeah, pretty laid back week, just because I want to get into the groove. I got to get stuff scheduled. I got to figure out videos. I got to kind of figure this out. Like, okay, what's the video's gonna look like? Stuff like that. So I'm taking it easy. Also, my son is, like I said, in kindergarten. So if he needs me for literally absolutely anything, just playing it by ear, getting accustomed to, he's going to be at school for like 8 hours. Because America's school system's weird. 5 days, 8 hours. Really, just to pontificate before we wrap up, I don't know if every country, I don't know. But I will say, I think America's approach to school and to work is really broken. Because there's nothing about it that promotes connection, people, or family. Everything just throws you in. It's very isolating. There's more than enough studies that show 5 days of school and 5 days of work don't produce anything meaningful for people. There's nothing meaningful about that kind of schedule. I find America's modern views of capitalism and how we just like have to program and indoctrinate kids to be ready for this type of schedule incredibly disheartening. Like, why is everything just to prepare them for a capitalist system that ultimately will betray all of us? There's nothing healthy to it. It doesn't promote anything good. I'm not talking about the curriculum, which in Texas, education in the curriculum is broken anyway. Outside of that, because that is a separate topic. But for me, I believe that like there has to be a better way to educate without acting like we have to program, they have to grow up, they have to get ready. And in America's capitalism, which is very different from Asian cultures, where, Japanese cultures, especially in terms of family and in terms of, oh, hey, no, everybody works together. We're a unit. We're a community. In America, it's the mindset of, no, these kids need to be out on their own. And all it is, and the reason the capitalist system is built like that in America is because they know if they can separate people enough and if they can divide enough, they can nickel and dime everybody. They can literally pull. They can constantly pull and feed the system of consumerism. Anyway, so yeah, I education's important. Learning is important. Feeding them into a capitalist hellscape is not education, it's not learning. And we have to know the difference. Also, feeding them indoctrination, military indoctrination, religion indoctrination, and having that be a part of a school curriculum is wrong. It shouldn't be. The military, religion is separate from education, from learning. So, yeah. Obviously, America ranks one of the lowest in education. America also, and Texas. America not only rates the lowest, but within America, Texas is the lowest rated state in terms of education. So I have a lot of strong opinions and thoughts on it. Yeah. Anyway. Okay, what have we got going on? Diogo says, and then we're wrapping up. I just figured out what DC Comics stands for. Dad creating comics. Oh, wow. I did not realize that was not intentional. I mean, I can show you. Well, I mean, you've seen the chat, but Kian is the one who said, because like I couldn't decide like what the identity is going to be in terms of like, okay, I'm making comics. This is it. We're going all in. And Kian got the final vote, and Kian said, Dad creating comics. Did not realize that you could technically, you could abbreviate that to DC. You could do, that's DC Comics. That's funny. That is really funny. Not intentional at all. And I mean, but I guess if you want to shorthand it, yeah, we can call it DC Comics. All this time, and then anyway, Diogo says, all this time I wrongly thought it stood for Detective Comics, but it's so much more wholesome and less dumb. To be fair, yes, the DC comes from Detective Comics, but now it literally doesn't stand for anything. It's just DC, or, if you're having fun, Distinguished Competition, or Jeff Johns, he once said that he named Doomsday Clock so that it would be abbreviated to DC Comics. So, yeah, you can pretty much get it anywhere. But yeah, Dad creating comics can be shortened to DC Comics. I didn't realize that. I'm also sleepy, so that might be why. I had a very, again, like, my son was nervous, but I was also nervous. So like I was tossing and turning a little bit last night. I slept, but I was tossing and turning a little bit last night. Cause again, he's 5 years old. Like, you got to put these things into perspective. He is 5. He has existed on this earth for literally a handful of years. And within his handful of years, he's grown up to 2 very distinct households. Interpret that how you see fit, but he's grown up in 2 very distinct households. So yeah, he was nervous, and I always say, like, you embrace it. If you're nervous, you're nervous. If you're sad, you're sad. Don't bury it. Never bury your feelings. Never bury anything like that. Don't teach them from a young age. Hey, don't do that. I don't like parents. I don't like moms or dads who talk to their kids like that. You can't do that. Don't cry. Just being angry that they're having emotion. So for me, when I talk to Anakin, it's always like, hey, feel how you're going to feel. Let it out. Because that's healthy. So he was nervous. I was nervous. I didn't get much sleep because I was nervous. So, that's it's just, that's it. So I'm a little sleepy, but I didn't realize the DC Comics thing. Anakin only now went to school. I was sent to school at the ripe age of 4 months old. I don't know what Portugal's like. I don't know if like daycare? Because, like, technically there is daycare in America. Like, if you're a working parent and you you can send your infants to a daycare to be cared for while your parents work, but there isn't like a curriculum. There's not like for an infant. There's no curriculum. Like it's literally just, hey, we are govern. We're a school. We're babysitters. Oh, both at work. Okay, yeah. In America, we call that daycare. Uh, that's what that's called. That's daycare. Um, that's not connected to school in any way. That is completely separate from school. In America, you can start school at 5 or 6 years old. Like Anakin could have started at 6, but that's a whole thing. But that's not daycare. I do not use daycare. There is nobody that watches my son. Like pre-K is not, I mean, pre-K is a thing, but that's also not like, you don't go to pre-K at 4 months old, TJ. Pre-K is not, that's not a thing. You can enter pre-K at the age of 4 years old, not 4 months. Anyway, it was not, dude, your parents did not pay $300,000 a month. That's 300 grand, 300 grand, 3,000. I don't know. It's been 2 decades. So yeah, but yeah, that's not, but again, we're going off on so many different things. Pre-K in America is pre-kindergarten. You start that, and there's eligibility requirements for that. But you can't do it any earlier than the age of 4. 4 months old, it's just a daycare. All of that's daycare. And then pre-K, you have to meet certain requirements. Otherwise, it's still just you can only send them to just daycare. Then proper kindergarten starts at 5 or 6, first grade, things like that. There's all kind of variables in terms of households and how parents and all that. That's all up to the individual parent's choice on all those schedules. But anyway, I went off on a lot. But yeah. So, but for me, my time with Anakin, I build my schedule around him. So I don't use any kind of daycare services. I don't use any kind of babysitters. I don't want a babysitter. It's my son. I got him. That's my responsibility. That's it. I had somebody ask me, like, just last tangent I'll go on, but I had somebody comment on, like, couldn't you just let your firstborn watch him? And I did not like that. So the first thing I said was, this is going to sound really, I don't know if I should tell this story. Anyway, so the first thing I said was, I didn't ask your opinion. And then I said, my firstborn is 18 years old, did not ask to have kids, has never inclined that they want to have children, and is not responsible for my child. I did not have a child to then have another child watch them. It is my responsibility as their father to watch my own children. And I can. Like, it's just silly to me. Like, you don't have kids to watch your kids. I got it. Like, my firstborn is not going to have their whole schedule and their whole life built around watching their 5-year-old brother or 4-year-old brother, 6-year-old brother. That's me. Like, I will form, my schedule will be based around my son, not the other way, because like family's like the top priority. Like, that's all there is to it. Kids are my top priority. Like, there is no job, there is no schedule that wins over my children. Period. You set your schedule around him instead of around yourself. Like, it's freaking bizarre. Yeah, it's funny. I can't talk about any of this on a live stream. Yeah, I know. I know parents who don't watch their kids at all, and I know parents who have their older kids watch their younger siblings. We're gonna leave it at that. Because I ain't getting into this. It's ultimately what I'll say is you're having children. You're choosing to have kids. You don't have kids to put the responsibility of your kids on your other kids. They're not parents. They're not there to rapidly grow up and become secondary parents. Whether you're a household with a mom and a dad, or you're a household with a dad. You know what I mean? Like, I don't date with the idea that you're watching, like, nobody's watching my kids. That's me. Nobody's watching my kids. My own family, my own extended like my sibling, nobody watches my kids. Like, that just doesn't happen. My schedule is built around my son. Obviously, nobody's watching my 18-year-old. You know what I mean? That goes without saying. My 18-year-old doesn't need watched. But my 5-year-old obviously does. He's 5. And I don't treat him like, oh, you're no, he's my son. Like, I'm going to do that. Like, I changed every diaper. There was nobody else changing his diapers. It was just me. Same for my firstborn, Elliot. I changed every diaper. I was the only one who could get those 2 kids to sleep. Like, that was all. That's it. That's just parenting. Like, I really like being a parent. And I think too often, like, you have this, you pressure kids, like, you got to do this, you got to do this. And the parents telling their kids to stop crying really does piss me off. And I have a really hard time keeping my mouth shut. I really don't like that. And I'm testy because my son went to kindergarten today, and my son, like I said, he was emotional. He did not want to let go of me. But to walk through the halls and to hear, even to overhear other parents, how parents will talk to their kids, it angers me. It is in my opinion, a righteous anger, because I'm like, they're 5. Do you not have a perspective on time? They've barely been here. What do you want them to do? Why talk to them like that? Why, from such an early age, discourage them from expressing just emotion? They're just sad. They might be nervous. They might be worried. They don't know how to express that. It's like, stop. I don't like it. They're 5. They are single-digit age. I'm almost 40. And like, there is nothing healthy, whether it's toxic masculinity or toxic parenting. That is not how you do it. Your kids are not to be pawned off so you can go drinking. Like, you got to take responsibility. You had them. You have to take that responsibility. This isn't about being silly. This isn't about being facetious. I can be silly. Responsibility with your kids is a very different topic from, oh, I can be silly and have fun with my kids. Like, but you've got to be responsible for them. You're there for those kids first and foremost. I already did it with one for 18 years. And again, my 18-year-old knows all it takes is a phone call. Like, everything getting dropped. Work, everything. If it's a phone, like text. If it is a text or a phone call, I need to be picked. It doesn't matter. No, you're there. I mean, that's it. That's it. Same for my son. As he gets older and as he gets a phone, that's all it takes. You need me, I'm there. There is no job that matters that much. Anyway, that was weird. Why is it acting weird? Am I about to lose internet? Or is YouTube going crazy? I don't know which one it is, but I'm going to wrap up now. Anyway, so like I said, I am wrapping up. I hope everybody has had a good weekend. Hope everybody's doing well. Again, stay safe. Take care of others. Be kind to others. I won't be around much today. I'll pop in and out of the Discord, and then tomorrow afternoon I'll send a message out if anybody wants to relax, play some multiplayer video games, and then same for Wednesday and stuff like that. That's really it. That's all there is to it. So, bye. Have fun. Enjoy life. Relax. Try not to stress. Try not to be worried. Try not to be sad. Enjoy your life.